In this video, I want to talk about the difference between categories and tags. These are two ways of organizing your posts in WordPress, and it's important that you understand the difference so you can help your client to know how to use them. Before we do that, though, I've got a quick housekeeping item I want to take care of here that often gets overlooked. Notice we've got a category here called uncategorized. There's no box beside it. That's because uncategorized is the default category in WordPress. There has to be a default category because posts must be in at least one category. So WordPress makes a category that you can't get rid of at all. In this case, it starts out called uncategorized. So the first thing we should do is change that name. And you'll see very often, let's change it to internet. We're going to change it to internet marketing here. Let's choose that. Don't forget to change the slug as well, because it is what is used in the URL. There's no spaces in it, lowercase with dashes, internet marketing. So we update that, and now the default category is internet marketing. That way, if I accidentally forget to categorize a post, it's at least going to go somewhere useful. We may have to change it later because it's the wrong category, but at least there isn't a category, as you'll often see on WordPress sites, called uncategorized. People just simply forgot to change it. Now, we can change the default category, and a lot of people forget that as well. So if we go to settings here and we choose writing, there we go, default post category. Right now it's internet marketing as we change the name. I'm going to change it to site design because for this site, it's more likely I'm going to be talking about site design than anything else. So don't forget to change down here, save changes. So it's better that I have a default category that's close to what I might be talking about. All right, some housekeeping things out of the way. Let's go over to one of our posts here and just take a quick look, a refresher to us. Categories, of course, for posts are over on the right-hand side. They'll all show up here. And tags are just below them. Now, the difference between these two, let's take a look at these. Categories are like the table of contents in a book. Very broad, very general. Tags are like your index, detailed, people's names, concepts, locations, all kinds of things like that. And you can see here, for this particular post, it's about SEO, but it contains references to algorithms, to Google, to loading speed. You wouldn't have a category called loading speed. I mean, it's possible on a website that was really, really focused and loading speed was literally a broad area of the site, but for our purposes, certainly it's not. Now, the other thing that's important to know about categories is that they are hierarchical. You can have subcategories. And if I look at this structure right now, it strikes me that maybe I ought to change my structure of my categories. And this is one of the great advantages is I've already put this one into SEO, this particular post into SEO, but I can change the relationships of the categories and not have to touch the posts or the content whatsoever. We can manipulate them. So even though you'll do your best to think of a good category structure off the top, you can go in and change them. In fact, let's go in and do that right now under categories. I'm going to move SEO and social media under internet marketing. So let's do that right now. They're subcategories, so we choose their parent as internet marketing. And when I update, you'll see how it's changed the relationship. Now there's a little dash beside it and it's underneath internet marketing. So it helps us to see the relationships quickly. Again, I'll switch that. You can, of course, go as deep as you want, subcategories of subcategories. Sometimes it gets a little unwieldy, so certainly one level of subcategories isn't bad at all. There you have the organization of categories. So it's something to keep in mind and to help educate your clients about. By the way, you're not stuck if 6 months down the road you decide that Google does belong as its own category here under internet marketing or even a subcategory of SEO. You can do that very easily. Under Tools, there is a Categories and Tags Converter. And to use it, you actually have to install a plugin, and you do that by this import page here, and you click on Categories and Tags Converter, and you install it, just like a plugin, and then you have to activate it. And once you do, here you go. You can convert categories to tags, tags to categories. Very, very simple to do. So you're never stuck. And that's the great flexibility in WordPress, is you can manipulate your organization later on. Add new categories, delete categories. The posts will just go to either their parent category or to the default category. So again, they always get categorized in some way or other. So that's a quick overview of categories versus tags in WordPress.